Because a part of the thing that we're looking at is, I put that website out there, and it gives our attitude and our explanations about where we're coming from on hemp. And then the links are there so that you can go off into the world of hemp and learn anything you want. And I want to put it on you, that if you get what I'm saying, then I'm asking that you go take and put your energy into learning about hemp. And if it makes sense to you, then communicate that sense that it makes to you to other people. But see, because I can stand up here and tell you little bitty factual information about hemp all evening. Well, maybe not that long, but I could talk about it for a while, right? But I think it's stronger and it has more for it if you go look for it. The same way you learn how to use your new iPhones, you know? Put that same energy into it, right? Same way. You learn about permaculture, you make a decision, you go and you learn what you need to learn so you can know how to do what you do. So I'm asking that, well, maybe you put some of that focus into hemp. And if it makes sense to you, then we ask that you act on the sense that it makes to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, then it doesn't make sense to you. All right? And I got no quarrel with that. But I got a feeling it would more than make sense. Realities. This is called the middle of time. It was when he woke up in the middle of a dream, in the middle of the night, in the middle of a life, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of time. Everything started to get more interesting then. In many ways, some people carry their hurting. Lifetime spent getting used, trying to dull pain, accumulating distractions almost like addictions, shooting up self-blames and fears like habituals, and a using of a phrase like high-octane uncut junk, fast-falling psychological lows into familiar's rush. Becoming our own dealers, we open our closets, get to our private stashes for our trip of the day. Hallucinations of there's something wrong with us, imprinted from birth that pain is part of God's love. And God loves us even though we're guilty of sin, and our mistakes make us bad or the inferior. But pleasure is the sin, so pain is the way to go. Because we will always be guilty. We deserve to be punished because they say so, using emotional smack with chaos as a sedation. Distorted reflections of ourselves into black holes, painting us in dark thoughts and negative images, into cages of believers of we are damaged goods, therefore suffering is our main rightful entitlement. And the farther we follow them, the more we feel more lost, as they lead us away from the reality of our spirit, into the abyss they say leads to heaven and gold, but away from the pleasure of appreciation of life, or the pleasure of seeing each day as an opportunity, and the pleasure of free thinking, or the pleasure of feeling good about oneself, or the pleasures of learning from our mistakes, or the pleasures in recognizing ourselves and the power of our creative, or the pleasure of pleasure as blessings that heal. You get about? You know, when we think, we project electromagnetic energy, because everything is about energy. We project electromagnetic energy when we think. And as human beings, we have a responsibility to show respect to our Creator by respecting our intelligence. That means liking ourselves, right? Respect ourselves. Respect our intelligence, because this is how